Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from northern Maine. I'm sitting down here this morning having breakfast. I've got sausage, eggs. I've got what we call Kenny Parker sausage. Kenny Parker's a friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for going on 40 years. He just moved back to Alaska. So, good morning, Kenny. He moved back to Alaska and he's living out on an island. It sounds like he's having a blast. But I thought maybe this morning, this is my pepper shaker. You have to be really careful. But I like pepper, so I don't have to be super careful. But I thought this morning I'd have breakfast with you guys and have some coffee. Get some coffee going, Wayne, if you haven't got a cup going yet. But while I was having breakfast, I just figured I would talk, ramble. It's pretty easy to ramble. I've been here almost 3 weeks. I haven't seen another human being in almost 3 weeks. Works for me, believe it or not. But, yeah, this sausage, I started to say this is Kenny Parker sausage. He raised a bunch of pigs. And I bought 2 of them. One of the pigs I had turned into sausage. The whole thing. It's almost gone, but it's just as good as the day we put it in. Unbelievably good sausage. It's a breakfast sausage. It's a little bit on the hot side, but that's the way I like it. He had mild and he had hot. I went with the hot. But I had a couple questions in the, I've noticed some of the questions in my comments, and it sounds to me like maybe some people want to know a little bit more about the East Grand Woodsman. Well, I've been hunting and fishing my entire life. I started, 10 years old I was deer hunting. I was hunting with a .22 Magnum, nothing too awful special. They said it would work, but I think it's more of a kid's gun as far as deer hunting, because I use a 30-06 now. But I come from a family of hunters. All of us hunted. It wasn't, I don't hardly remember a family member that didn't hunt. So it was kind of like I didn't really know that there was anything different kind of thing. Come hunting season, we all went hunting. That's just the way it was. My father was an excellent hunter. Still is. Back then, we would take maybe a little bit more than we should have. But he had no problem going out and getting deer. And one of my grandfathers, I like to tell this story. It was bad now because of the number of deer. But back then, we could hunt does. You know, this goes back 30 years ago. We could hunt does. And my grandfather tucked himself back in on a stump in between a bunch of fir trees. So he was just looking out, just straight out. And he was able to take 3 does right back to back. Bang, bang, bang. So, and that's kind of when we talk about ground blinds and simplicity of ground blinds. I'm not talking about the tents that a lot of people lug out nowadays. But a simple ground blind is probably the best. You know, you back yourself in. I'm looking down the driveway here. You back yourself into a simple ground blind like that, and then it's called an ambush site. And that was one of his perfect ambush sites. I don't know if you can see, but I got a beagle that she likes to have a piece of egg too. But anyways, he had an ambush site there, and he was able to get himself 3 does. So, but that's the kind of hunting that was done back then. We fed families back then. That was, you know, it was poor times during the 70s. But I love it here at the cabin this time of year. It's stone quiet. And the anticipation of seeing a deer just keeps me on the edge of my seat. Man, I don't hardly get any sleep at all. Especially since I saw that buck last Friday. But it's a big piece of woods up here, and that's why I'm up here. I used to hunt southern Maine all the time, and I had no problem getting a deer down there. None. And the reason I had no problems is because it was small pieces of woods. So, you know, it was pretty easy to figure out a deer and what they were, and the bucks and stuff, and what they were going to do. But my problem with that is that, man, I just, you know, as time goes on, southern Maine gets built up more and more and more. You know, from houses and stuff. They're creeping into the deer hunting country and all that. And a lot of my spots that I hunted, you know, a house would crop up. A house would crop up. And it was just getting too crowded for me. And I just don't like hunting in someone's backyard. I don't think the two sports go side by side. If you're in someone's backyard deer hunting, it's only a matter of time before something really bad happens. And having it be so easy to get a deer, it kind of took the fun out of it for me. Because I really like outfoxing these bucks. I like trying to figure them out. I like learning about the deer. I like learning new things. And up here in the big woods, you really do have to learn what these bucks are doing. There's just no way around it. I mean, there's just too much. There's too many square miles for them to be out in. So that's half the fun of coming up here. Like that buck the other day. Now granted, I'm on a pretty good run. But it sure was fun to see him come through. But I just couldn't get a shot. He was not coming in the direction that I expected him. But who knows? He was coming in from an angle that was not one that I particularly liked, and it was a very difficult area. You know, there's ways that you can hold your rifle that's comfortable, and then there's other ways that are very uncomfortable, and you just can't make a decent shot. I mean, that's kind of what he did. It's almost like they got a 7th sense to know what direction to come in that's not going to work out good for you, the hunter. Hey, Chuck. Got sausage and eggs and coffee going this morning. And I've been holding that corn chowder for you for quite some time. I'm not thinking you're gonna show up. I did a live stream yesterday, Sunday from the cabin. At the same time I was making corn chowder. I mean fish chowder. And Chuck was supposed to show up. I received a comment this morning from a guy named Darren. And that comment's going to make my day all day long. He told me in his comment that he has a, I think he said 4-year-old grandson that loves my videos. Well, I would say he's maybe one of my youngest viewers. I don't know. But that's what this channel is all about. Is to try and touch lives about the good of all this stuff. You know, nowadays a lot of hunters have a bad rap, and a lot of them brought it on themselves. But we're not looked upon the same way as we were 40 years ago. 40 years ago, we could drive through town with a deer on our vehicle and be a hero. Not that way anymore. But Darren, if your grandson's watching, you say hello to him. Actually, I'll say hello to him. Hello there, Darren's grandson. While I'm up here, I'll be checking on Santa. He doesn't live too far from here. You tell... Is there anything you want me to tell Santa for you? Because, like I said, he's not too far from here. That'll make my day all day, Darren, hearing you say that about a young kid watching these videos. And I get some great comments from all of you. I really, really enjoy the comments. I love hearing how people are watching the videos, because they are a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to, sometimes you do a little project and the project's 3 times longer because you're taking time to videotape it. I don't have a camera crew out in the woods with me, so it's hard for me to do stuff out in the woods as far as like in the tree stand and stuff. But I'm working on it. I'm working on a bracket that I can hang a GoPro camera from out in my tree stand. Maybe even this camera that I'm using here right now. The problem is that these batteries, you just can't leave a camera running non-stop. Because charging batteries up takes time here at the cabin. So I've got 3 more days of rifle season left. And believe it or not, this is the week that I was waiting for. This one and next week. I think it is my best opportunity to get a big buck. Whoops. especially next week. Next week will be muzzle loading season. So hopefully I will get her done. The deer are moving. Finally, the first part of the season was really warm. You know, it was one of the weeks I hunted up here, it was 70 degrees. Maine deer don't like that. I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, but Maine deer do not like 70-degree weather. Good for the hunter, but not so good for the deer hunting. Some of my viewers have already told me they got some really nice deer. Don from Bucktails got himself a 10-point out in Missouri. Good morning, Don. I haven't watched that video yet, but I will. I got plenty of time. Oh, I got a squirrel running across the table out front. Gonna have to blast that squirrel because he's way too friendly. Sunday I had the door open. The dang squirrel came in the door. I had to chase him out of the cabin. So, I don't like them coming in the cabin. And another subscriber I've got, Joe, is Silverback. The Silverback snowmobile trail was named after him. I think he said he got an 8-pointer in upstate New York. So that's pretty nice. Good morning, Joe. I can't remember if I've seen anybody else that I know that's got a deer or not. I saw the thumbnail of your picture, Dawn, there. That looks like a pretty nice deer. So with that live stream we did here at the cabin, that was a test run. I see a lot of you kind of missed it. Don't feel bad, I'll do another one. I had no idea if the thing was going to work or not. Because all done with cell phone, I wasn't sure how the cell phone service would be, you know, here at the cabin. Worked out, I guess it was pretty good. We'll see, I got to work on the lighting. Outside of that, I guess the connection was good. Well, I'm almost finished with my breakfast. So that means I got to split a little bit of kindling. And then I'm going to head out for my tree stand. And with any luck, when I turn this camera on this evening, or tomorrow morning, I'll be telling you about a deer. We'll see. That's the plan. I don't know if I said it earlier or not, but I'm going to be having Thanksgiving dinner here at the cabin this year because I haven't got my deer yet. But I'm going to have my dinner on, oh, I forgot the beagle. Oh, she's not happy now. I'm going to give her the paper plate. There's not food left in it, but there is some drippings. She's saying, what about me? But I'm going to have my Thanksgiving dinner here at the cabin on Sunday. I brought up a ham. What else? I got sweet potatoes, stuffing, squash. Squash my father gave me. So I'm going to be eating that. I'll be peeling that up and cooking the whole thing. That way I'll have some really good leftovers for next week. As well as Sunday I can't hunt. So we have 3 more days left of rifle season, which is today. Actually 4, I think. What's today? Thursday, Friday? Yeah, 3. We have 3 more days of rifle season here at the cabin. And then Sunday is a no hunt day. And then Monday is opening day of muzzleloading season. So Sunday I will play with firewood and cook my Thanksgiving dinner. And then looking forward to muzzleloading season. I come up here with 2 muzzle loaders. One's for backup. You know, I don't go anywhere without 2 guns. You know, if you're coming up here for this amount of time, and if you fall down and bump your gun, it could be off. You don't know. So I come up here with 2 fully sighted in 50 caliber muzzle loaders, and I do the same thing with my 30-06. I have 2 30-06s fully sighted in. Just in case you bump the gun. You know, you bump the gun, the thing is off. You don't want to miss out on your deer because of a gun that wasn't sighted in. And I don't want to take the time to go re-sight it in because that's time away from hunting. So by coming up here with 2 rifles, I have a plan A and I have a plan B. But this is breakfast time here at the cabin, so I think this is wrapping it up. My plate's all gone. Time to get my day underway. So if you're stuck around for the whole thing, thank you very much for having breakfast with me. I hope you enjoy coffee. It's just a little time at the cabin before I go out and sit in a cold tree stand all day. I got a feeling I'm going to get snowed on about 3 o'clock. But I'm thinking just before that snow comes, maybe something will move. So you have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.